Our stories matter. If you have a face, you have a place in the conversation about AI. You don't need all the degrees from MIT or wherever.
Dr. Joy, you were talking about how, like, you have the facial recognition, and after your master's thesis and like the documentary that you're in and all this stuff,
Coded bias.
Netflix. You actually put pressure on like big companies like Microsoft, Amazon, and they claim to get better and change things. So like, what do you think needs to be done to kind of combat a lot of this stuff?
Well, they actually stopped selling facial recognition to law enforcement, which I thought was huge.
Yeah.
Right. And part of that experience for me was showing the importance of sharing our stories. So for me, when I had that white mask experience, it wasn't the first time computers hadn't detected my face. When I was an undergrad working on robots in Georgia Tech, Atlanta in the house, whoop, whoop. My robot wouldn't detect. I was trying to play peekaboo with a robot that couldn't see me. That just did not work out, right? And then I've been told, so I went to Hong Kong, right? So I wasn't in China in the same kind of way. But I remember going there for an entrepreneurship contest. And there I met another robot, Autumn. It was a healthcare robot. And the creators wanted to do a demo. So I was over here trying to do a demo with Autumn. Autumn also couldn't detect me. So I put on my engineering hat and we started talking shop, and it turned out we were using the same code base.
Yeah, I remember.
And it was a code base that had come from MIT, that had come from Cynthia Brazil, who had inspired me as a young girl. And so just seeing the spread of technology and how quickly bias in one context could shift to another really pulled me into doing this sort of research.
Yeah. So what would you want people to take away? Like, first, Dr. Doy, you first, but like from your book, like what can we do? How do we fight? Like, what are the things would you like somebody to take from your book?
That our stories matter. If you have a face, you have a place in the conversation about AI. You don't need all the degrees from MIT or wherever, and that's why I love the story of the Brooklyn tenants that I share. Everyday people pushing back on harmful uses of AI or trying to create something better. I talk about Avery Smith, whose wife died of stage 4 melanoma. With people with darker skin, it's often detected much later. And oftentimes these data sets don't include dark skin. And so it relates to some of my research with data with face recognition, but this applies to so many areas. So he started something called MelaLogic, right, which wasn't just about creating more diverse data sets, but also making sure people had access to healthcare practitioners that looked like them, that they felt comfortable with as well, but that clinicians were also learning different ways different health conditions manifest. I think of a company called Bloomer Tech. They saw that less than a quarter of research participants for cardiovascular disease are women. And so this means so much of the AI that's being created in the healthcare space is based on male body models that don't necessarily work for other populations. But with this insight, they're starting to close these data gaps. And so that's why I'm excited about what's to come, because when we address our limitations, that's how we actually reach the aspirations of what we have for AI.
Everyone turn on your facial recognition block. We're here to make a planet. Can't nobody stop. Everyone turn on your facial recognition.